everybody. My name is Bert Eiler. I'm with my co-host Jim Fotis, and this is the PODC Hill Report. Jim, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing very well, Bert. I'm always very happy to be here doing the Hill Report, and you look very dapper today. And
trying to keep up with you there, Silver Fox.
Thank you. I'm feeling very good today, and ready for a good report. I think we have a lot of stuff to discuss.
I think we do. Yes, we do. Well, first, some of the current events kind of coming up, and we all know, everything that's going on with Iran, and Epic Fury is over. And I believe now it's Project Freedom. Jim, I know you've been doing some digging on that. What's going on with that?
Well, I mean, we, as you know, first we were embargoing the Strait of Hamas. Then we opened it for a little while because we were going to let ships in. But then the Iranians started to try and shoot at the ships and keep them out of the straits. Then now the president has decided that we're going to put real economic pressure on them and start letting these ships in that are from all over the world. And I know there are more than, I believe I heard this morning, 80 ships sitting, waiting to go in, and we're going to protect them. We're going to protect them in every way. We're going to take out those miniature Iranian ships that are attacking these big tankers or trying to attack ours, but we're not only going to use our destroyers, but we're also going to use our jets and missiles to take these little ships out. As you know, the straits are very, very narrow, and it's difficult for the big ships to maneuver them. And the biggest problem that I've heard in the past is that if we blow up too many ships in the straits, none of these bigger ships will be able to get through. So what we're trying to do is not only blow them up, but totally destroy them.
That's awesome. Now, you think if they open the straits up, or we start escorting them, how do you think that will do on the U.S. economy, especially with gas? Do you think that may bring it down, or well, I guess that's $1 million question.
Well, obviously, if more ships start going through, picking up their payload, getting back out, and getting back to where they need to go from, I mean, even though we have different oil. We say that we are oil free, that we don't need oil, but we do need oil from other countries because we have a different quality of oil that we pump in America. So the heavier oils come from different countries. That's why we do get oil from overseas. And we also, during the Biden administration, we were not allowed to open any more refineries. So that's another reason we need oil coming from overseas. But I have seen the price go down a little bit. I'm looking to see the price of gasoline start to drop a little. So in the next week and a half or 2 weeks, we'll see if Project Freedom actually is working.
Well, that's great. Let's hope it does. And now moving forward, as everybody knows, if you've been following us, we've been doing a lot of law enforcement legislation up on Capitol Hill, and going into Police Week, we have a lot of stuff going on. But Jim, I was looking at the news. I understand there was an officer in Chicago that was just recently killed in the line of duty. I believe they had their funeral. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know you were following that case.
Well, the officer's funeral is today. He was murdered probably a month ago, maybe a little less, but he was apparently a highly regarded officer on the Chicago Police Department. And this perpetrator came up to him, just shot him. And the big thing is, this guy was arrested over 30 times. He was in jail. He had gone before the judge for, I believe it was an attempted carjacking. And the judge let him out because he said he thought that he felt that he changed. And remember, Chicago has no bail. So he let him go, no bail, believed he changed. Now, apparently, from what I heard, this perpetrator was off the street for quite a few months. Nobody knew where he was. And when he emerged, he murdered this police officer, this highly regarded Chicago police officer. So now we're going to see what happens when he comes before a judge again in Chicago, and what will he really be charged for the crime that he committed, murdering a police officer. I know in New York State, murdering a police officer, which has never happened as far as being charged with the electric chair, but that was the only crime when I was a cop at that time that you could get the electric chair for.
Wow, that's something, and I know Chicago has a lot of issues, but hopefully as we move forward, during Police Week, we'll support those officers and honor them, and that's what it's about, honoring those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. And I do have some good news on one of our bills, which is the Medal of Sacrifice that was passed recently on the House on the House floor earlier this year. I just got word that the Medal of Sacrifice has gone and passed through committee on the Senate, and hopefully will be up for a vote this week during Police Week, and maybe that will be one of our good bills that President Trump signs into law during Police Week, which I think will be really, really big.
That's right, Bert. And wasn't the Medal of Sacrifice an idea that came out of the president's office originally?
Yes, it was an executive order last year, and it honored 3 officers that were killed in Florida. And that after that, Congressman Brian Mast out of Florida introduced it into legislation, and then recently Senator Lindsey Graham introduced it on the Senate side as legislation, and we're almost there to get it passed. So it'll be a good Police Week for that bill, along with quite a few of our other bills, which we'll be talking about later in the week, because I will be going up onto the Hill all week next week.
And as you know, Bert, our other group, Back to Badge, did give those 3 officers, send their families $1,000 apiece to help them through this tragedy also. And we just sent another 5 officers through Back to Badge, $1,000 each, being killed in the line of duty. Back to Badge is one of our growing interests, and it will soon be not a project of National Center for Police Defense, but a standalone individual 501c3.
Oh, that's awesome. But I also wanted to bring you up on the excitement that we have going on during Police Week, and that's why we're doing kind of a special edition for the Hill Report. Is the past couple weeks I had the great honor of interviewing Congressman Nels, Congresswoman Fox, Congressman Bridget, and Senator Daines. Those interviews were really what I felt needed for Police Week, was asking them, all of them, why do they support law enforcement? What does Police Week mean to them? And then we talked about some other things, bills that they are co-sponsoring. And, I hope everybody watches. We'll be posting those throughout the week next week. We'll let everybody know, but I think it will be something to watch. It was an honor to interview those individuals. Yes, I'll be interviewing Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna from Florida during Police Week, so that will be a great honor. And we also are doing some other in-person visits. We're setting those up now, so it's going to be quite exciting, Jim, coming up next week.
It is, and I want to mention, I want everybody to remember, Bert is the president of Police Officers Defense Coalition. We refer to it as the coalition. And Bert is up on the Hill 2 days a week, meeting with congressmen, promoting legislation that's positive for police officers across the country. And if any police department has legislation or an idea for legislation that you think might be positive, let us know, and we'll give you the address at the end of the show of where you can send it, and an email that you can send your idea to, or give us a call. We are glad to speak to any law enforcement officer in the country that has something that will benefit police officers. And Bert is on top of all the legislation. He is up there continuously, and he is probably the only police officer representative doing lobbying on the Hill.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I'm just doing what we decided to do, and it's exciting. Like we said, we enjoy what we're doing. We're gonna keep pushing it, and I think if we can bring more and more groups together over the next, the next years, over the next year, this year, and beyond, it's gonna be a very exciting time. I think the rhetoric is changing a little bit in reference to going after law enforcement. I think up on Capitol Hill, I'm seeing a lot more positive reinforcement and positive influence in law enforcement with members of Congress. They're supporting law enforcement, I think, a lot more than they have in the past. I think this police week will show it with some of the legislation that I believe will get passed this year. And we're looking forward to that. And we just can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun, Joe.
Yeah, it's going to be good being up on the Hill. I know I won't be there, but my heart is with you. And I know that everybody that's going with you will have a great time. And our brother Henry will be there with you.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. He'll be with me, and we have a couple other guests. So I hope everybody watching will tune in to a lot of our special reports coming up. Until next time, I'm Bert Eiler. I'm with Jim Fotis. This is the PODC Hill Report, bringing the Hill to you. God bless. Till next time. Thank you.
God bless, and God bless America.